Wow, that art really made me think. Just like Dr. Sidnow's cellular research. Let's take a look.
Dr. Sidnow, can you tell us a bit about your research background and some of the accomplishments that you've done so far?
We're interested in understanding what are the processes that make various types of cells work, either when they're normal or what happens when those processes go wrong and they become cancer cells. Specifically, we're very interested in finding out what happens in skin cells, the epidermal cells. So what are the processes that maintain the epidermis regenerating and recycling, because the epidermis is continuously recycling, and how do those epidermal cells respond to damages such, for example, as UV light, and then they become cancer cells.
How important are those funding sources that the Canadian Cancer Society provides to your research?
They are key. People who do research on cancer, including myself, would not be able to do it with those funds. There are a number of pressures that as researchers we face. The type of research that we do is very expensive. And so, for example, events like the Relay for Life are very difficult, and they require many people to get involved. And many times, and it's great, they're very successful. What puts things into perspective, for example, is that many times the funds that are collected through events like that are enough perhaps to support 1 or 2 research groups for a year. So the research, and they collect a lot of money, but the research is very expensive. So the contribution is key. Coupled to that is the fact that funding is scarce everywhere. And so, yes, we can access other funding agencies to try to fund our programs. Most of the times, even when we're successful, the funding that we obtain from those other agencies is not enough to do the studies that we need to do. One of the advantages that funding from the Cancer Society gives to researchers like us is that for the most part we are able to get all the funding that we anticipate we're going to need for the projects. Okay. And so that ensures success basically. It's not a situation where it is funded but only half of the budget is, because then really that really reduces the possibility of success with the project itself. So, like I said, I think it's key.
And it's also really important that we continue the events on a yearly basis to renew the funding. Absolutely. On a regular, continuous basis. The Canadian Cancer Society and all the supporters that have been part of the organization talk about hope as the central mission statement of the organization. What does hope mean to you from a research perspective on the future of cancer treatments or a cure for cancer, if it does come up to that day? Mm-hmm.
I think that what we have come to realize by and large in the scientific community is that one of the best ways to approach prevention, especially prevention and treatment of cancer, is to understand how it happens. So in terms of basic research, oftentimes it's difficult to see the link between the basic research and a treatment. But without basic research, the treatment then has less possibilities of success. What we're trying to do in terms of basic research is to understand, so how is it that these cells became cancerous? Because if we understand that, then I think we have a much better opportunity to either prevent it, which would be the best, I guess, or to be able to target more efficiently those cancer cells and eliminate them. So I think the basic research is an essential component of that hope. We have to realize it's not going to come tomorrow. Hence the continuous need for an effort, and many people think, well, we've been doing fundraising for years and years and years, and people are still getting cancer. Right. Yes. However, nowadays, for example, the rates of remission are much greater than they were 10 years ago. And that is in part due to the fact that people have been generous, they have supported the basic research, and the basic research then has made critical findings that have been able to be translated into the clinic. So it comes full circle, I guess.
Well, I'm glad that we have people like you that can give us hope and make those critical findings down the road. So thanks a lot, Dr. Green, for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
If you're looking to get more involved and have an interest in the field of journalism, then TV Western is for you. TV Western is always looking for more on-screen and behind-the-scenes volunteers. And it's simple to join up. Just email us at tvwest@uwo.ca.